Greetings, dear Taurus. This one is for you. This is Tarot Illumination. This is the general report for March 2018, and that's you, Taurus, okay? So cards were already well shuffled in advance. We're going to use that Journey of the Heart spread. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Sorry, no time, no room, no space, none of that. Cards were beautifully painted originally the way they are, and that's just fine for Tarot Illumination. We're going to bring Tarot Illumination angels into the reading, so I invite you to bring your own to join us and make it a team effort. All right, we've used those astro doodles from some of the other in fact, I think all of the other reports. So we're going to bring it in here for you too. I just want to make you notice something here, bring this to your attention. So in this March, so-called March season here, where it's very heavy emphasis on Pisces energy, see the massive Pisces stellium, Sun, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, Chiron, all piling up, you know, early March. And then you have this big Pisces new moon right towards the end of March, I think the 17th. But the thing is, for you, Taurus, right at early March, I think it's March the 1st, bang on, there is a full moon. So the moon would be over here in your 5th house. Okay, let's put it like, it would look like this, okay? I know it doesn't make much sense here, but I'm just trying to give you a quick illustration. If you put Taurus on the horizon, that would be here on the ascendant. Then the full moon on March 1st is going to be over here, moon in Virgo. So you might get some really like vivid impressions about what's happening in the house of true love and romance right over here. And it could be really quite beautiful. You know, this energy, this Pisces Virgo energy is very harmonious with you. So as much as you might have been struggling with the massive Leo Aquarius eclipse thing over here, ouch, you know, for you, ouch, coming out of it, this could be a welcome relief in terms of energy. Even though with this stellium here in Pisces and a strong emphasis in the late degrees towards the end of the month on Chiron Pisces, where it's going to be all about revealing it to heal it, where whatever is not working for you and how you're expending your energy in terms of your 11th house, the community, your hopes and dreams and wishes for the future, and your, let's say, your people. So that's towards the end of March. But right at the beginning, you've got this beautiful full moon here sitting right on your house of true love. So you might become vividly aware. If this is not a love relationship, okay? This is just general spiritual thing, but it's hard to ignore the Pisces Virgo axis on the 5th and 11th house for you guys. So that's why I wanted to mention it. You might become very clearly aware. It might be all lit up for you how incredibly lucky you are in terms of love and romance, like true love, having deeply loving affections and relations with a significant other. And they're feeling that with you too. The thing is, because of what's happening in Pisces up there in your 11th house, it could also indicate a really strong awareness of what's not working. Okay, there are things that are going to be exposed. In other words, it's the best of times and it's the worst of times, but it's really important to understand and know what's not working so that you don't live blind the whole time. You're not trying to fake it or get through or live on by playing out roles or just doing things according to convention. So it's good to take advantage of this Pisces season for you, Taurus, by looking at your love life and how does that affect you in terms of, where does that work in terms of the broader relationships with your community, your people, your dreams and wishes. In other words, how would that love life thing work for you in the group setting? Let's put it that way, for example. The relevance. What's the relevance, okay? Like, are you with the right mate in the right community? Let's put it that way. All right, I think we're pretty well shuffled here. Just going to go for it. We've got Tarot Illumination angels here in the room, so please invite yours too, and we'll make it a team effort. Thank you very much. I'm going to cut now, and then we're going to read. Wow, look at that. Whew! Whew! That was quite a cut. Caught me by surprise. Okay, sorry, I get a little bit trancy when I do this. Okay, sorry, Taurus. So this would be the deep heart soul energy. At the very core of you, the heart knows what it needs, knows what it wants, and it's up to you, Taurus, to feed that, nurture this, love yourself first and foremost, so that you can live to fight another day, live to live another day, live to love another day. Okay, and by not honoring this, you lose. You demean yourself. You under nourish yourself, and that doesn't help anybody. Okay, you become a burden to the rest of the world. So love yourself first, okay, Taurus? Bring the best of yourself to this world. What are you bringing in with you? Legacy energy, history, baggage, past life issues, eclipse issues from the Leo Aquarius thing. Are you still reverberating and shell shock from what happened in February and those Leo Aquarius things? Who knows? What about the ever present now? This is where all the action happens, okay? A lot of people don't like to be there. They'd rather abdicate this and let someone else do it. That's why there's only a few bosses and big corporations and presidents and leaders and everything like that. And everyone else would rather be upper level mid management or an employee or happily doing something way in the background where nobody notices them and they can just be simple and happy and just fine like that. But this is the present now, where the whole idea is to be totally present. Understand that your future is not conditional upon your past. Just because you might have had a sucky past doesn't mean you're going to have a sucky future. There are certain things you can claim and own your happiness and joy from the inside out, no matter the circumstances. We're going to look at that in a moment, the weather card here. Over here is the healing power of your decisions that becomes activated when you stay very present and you indulge, you take full advantage of the environment and the circumstances to make decisions so that you can, let's say, catalyze your own evolution. Over here, how do you do that so that it actually works, so that it works in a nutritious way? There's always risk when you're facing forward to what we call the future. There's always a risk like, well, what if I mess up? Or like, gosh, I hope this works. Wouldn't it be awesome if it worked? You know, but we don't know yet because that's what we call the future. Over here would be the energy of consequence that would be coming to you by being very actively participating in your own evolution. If you don't, then this is going to feel more like fate. Like, well, just stuff happened, man. That was fate. All right, there you go. It was really good. Oh, it really sucked. Well, that was fate. Okay. Oh, how effective is that as a way to live? Anyway, what if? What if you mess up? Even doing your best efforts. What if you mess up, Taurus? Okay. What if you do a pretty good job of making nutritious, self-loving decisions? And where does that lead us onto the next beat? Are you feeding yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you undermining yourself? We're going to see in a minute. Let's have a look at circumstances energy. Well, there's a lot of, let's say, wholesome potential for you right now, where to me, it feels that you're in a really good place to see the bigger landscape of how you're starting to see signs around you of having made good decisions already, having fertilized the soil, in terms of farming, it's so much of it is about planning, planning the timing, watching the weather, tilling the soil, preparing the soil, fertilizing the soil, watering the soil, eventually planting a seed, and then eventually getting to the harvest. It's a long-term, continuous process. It might be very dull in some ways, but it's very rewarding, it's very stable, and it works. So you might be seeing that and feeling that, and that triggers you to want to keep investing in yourself the same way as before. In other words, circumstantial energy to me shows to you, Taurus, that you're doing something right here and that you're making deliberate decisions to invest in yourself and what works for you and divest yourself from what is not working for you. Walking away, deliberately removing yourself and stepping away from things that don't work for you. So that I see that as very good news. What about the heart here? Oh my gosh. So, This is kind of exciting in some ways because with the Ace of Wands, this wouldn't be here unless you deserved it. So if some kind of new sense of awakening is happening for you, especially when it comes into your, let's say, uh, your world of true love with you, the people that you love, and how is that? How are you seeing that reflected back in your community and environment? And you're starting to see signs of new growth, literally like seeds planted, business well taken care of, being very, very, let's say, diligent, very, very hardworking at doing what really, really counts, not just cruising along, but really doing all the really hard work that it takes to create bounty, create a solid, stable future that has a chance to keep going into the next year and the next year, like a good farmer would do. So circumstantially, what's happening here is that in some ways you're seeing the opportunity for new beginnings, but you're also craving and desiring and wanting the opportunity for new beginnings to happen, and you're wanting to exploit that and cash in on it and enjoy the fruits of your labor, so to speak. In other words, you're actually starting to see how this all works, and your heart is really, really enjoying that. It might have been that in early March, something or somebody in your life, in your world, is triggering this sense of new start, new life, new birth, new passion, new growth ahead for you, a new life ahead for you that your heart wants and craves, and it's happening right now. The chance is happening right now. Okay, what are you bringing in with you? Okay, well, you have endured. Let's just say you've put in a lot of work and you've had to say, let's say, stand up to situations and challenges that might appear to have been external, but are really your own inner challenges. And you've done an incredibly good job at dealing with that. In other words, going back to the analogy of minding your own business, uh, looking at things in a very business-like way. I'm not saying it's not romantic or anything, but being very, very practical about what actually works in your love life and how that works in your broader community. Like if there were problems with, uh, like if you're with the right person in your love life, and you can see the reflections of how that's working for you in your community, that's a good thing. If you're with the wrong person in your love life and you're seeing how it's not working for you in your community, that's a good thing too. It's important to discover and understand what's not working. That Pisces Chiron stellium thing towards the end of March is really going to show that up. So you're coming in having expended a lot of energy just to get where you are not right now, to enjoy and seize and actually know that this opportunity is here. But it does mean, my feeling here is that you're going to have to keep your courage going. You're going to have to keep enduring through March to take full advantage of this season. It's not a free ride, okay? It's going to require the expending of energy and the maintaining of your courage and strength and desire to prevail and take full advantage of the wave, so to speak. This new wave of opportunity for you. What about now? Gosh, look at this. 10 of Cups here for you, Taurus. There's something beautiful going on in your love life. That's what I'm sensing. And it isn't all necessarily gushy, romantic, you know, gobbledygook. It's much more to do with something that's really, really wholesome and that has the potential to really work out for you. It's still extremely early days, and there might be still a lot of work to do over the long term, but it looks like a long-term investment opportunity. Circumstances are very, very convivial for you. And conducive for you to carry on this path. Seize the moment, literally seize the moment. If something is telling you that you are with the right person, you've met something almost like the love of your life, so to speak. And yeah, it might be challenging to integrate with the community, so to speak, there in the 11th house. It almost doesn't matter because somehow or other at the heart level, you know what that this is good. This is almost literally the card of happy families, the card of, like, in the moment right now, sensing and knowing the things that really, really count. Okay, it's great to have tons of money. It's great to be incredibly intelligent and successful. It's great to be, I guess, like, passionate leader type of thing and everything, but really what counts is the love at home, you know, uh, when you go to bed at night and all those kind of things. I'm not sensing fourth house energy here except leftovers. If you're still reverberating from massive, okay, let's just put it here on the record. Just going to put it out there. Sorry, things got a bit jolty there, but you know, in February, you might have been dealing with this Aquarius Leo axis, the big eclipse thing, where you might have got really, really shaken up in the foundations of your life and your world. And okay, there's you, Taurus. There's your fourth house over there. So you might have felt it when the moon was there, okay? And how that's affected you in your place in the world, which is now having bigger effects in your community, the broader community. And you're realizing what really, really counts is, it's almost like what really, really counts is love, love in the home, love of family, being with family who love you, and you love your family, your people, uh, and that you're with the right person. And I think what's happening right now here, this axis that is being lit up, the Virgo Pisces axis from very early March, is giving you a really stark, blinding new awareness of what really is going to work for you long term for happy home, happy family. It's not going to be an easy ride to understand and figure out how this is going to work out, but the opportunity is there. That's what's important. And it's almost like being a pioneer, realizing there's a long journey ahead and it's worth it. Okay. So what about your decisions? Okay. Very, very strong impetus. It's almost like you're being inspired to really, what's the word? It's like to take ownership of what's happening, take full advantage of this very benevolent energy, even though you might have been really shaken around. You know, the Aquarius Leo axis is a very hard square for you, Taurus, as a fixed energy, fixed energy, fixed energy. You could get really, really like ripped up and shaken up in that eclipse period around February 2018. But now coming out of it, you can see how it was worth it, how it was actually a gift from heaven, because it might have shaken up and removed anything and everything that's not working for you. And you realize what's working for you is being with someone who's very deeply loving of you, and someone who you love very deeply and is kind of a match for your world and your community. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. And you're going to take ownership, no matter how tough it is to integrate all this and how challenging this opportunity might be. You see it as an opportunity for you to be much more fully integrated before as a person in your whole being, so to speak. Taking the chance, like this is like a really, really good opportunity now, March, to seize the moment, understand how valuable this is. Even the challenges that you're still going to have to face, understanding that it's worth it, because it puts you in a position where like you become lord and master of your own being, and you're the one in charge of your ship. You're the one holding the steering wheel of your life, and you get to control all the pedals. And that's kind of where you need to be right now. Your heart wants you to be that way. The heart wants you to take charge and take full advantage of this. It's like, feed me, feed me, feed me, Taurus. I need this. And then you're saying, okay, I get you. I understand you. I know it's going to be tough, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So how are you going to do that in such tough conditions? Wow. With the Ace of Swords, my feeling with the Ace of Swords here is that you're going to like almost like be this, go at it like a warrior, you know, like it's almost like being, you know, like one of those Jennifer Lawrence action movies, like, "Wah! I'm going to take charge here. No one is going to defeat me or deny me this amazing opportunity. Wah! Wah! Enough with you. Wah! Enough with you and your BS. Wah! I'm going to face up every challenge that is there. Wah! Wah! Wah!" And just going at it. No apologies, knowing deep, deep down in your heart that this is your time, this is your moment, and you're going to grab it and you have to. Okay? Consequently, okay. I don't know why I'm kind of feeling that Jennifer Lawrence action movie, you know, like space age or whatever it is, or whether they're wearing like primitive sandals and fur and, you know, bows and arrows or whatever. It gets you to a point of alignment where, aha, I'm kind of getting in alignment with myself here as the Taurus, is the real Taurus that I am, this sturdy, indefeatable, indestructible, capable person who's taking full advantage of the situation, the circumstances. And it doesn't matter if I don't really know how this movie plays out. It doesn't matter, okay? With the Page of Cups here, it's like the only thing that matters is this, people. And if you don't know how it's all going to work out, you don't have to know how to, you don't have to be an expert driver immediately to make this happen. You don't have to have gone through, 3 years training of MMA college and, how to be, how to win at life school, things like that. It's okay just to start and just to go up and do this, take charge and say, I'm just going to do this, no matter how innocent you are, because it doesn't matter, because we're all innocent about love to some degree, and you're going to learn a lot in the process simply by taking full advantage of this amazing opportunity here for you in March, literally just going for it. And enough with what doesn't work. Trusting your heart absolutely at the very core, at your purest, most natal, most like the innocent self, that is not tainted by all the yuck and corruption of this world. Just staying true to the most simple things that account, which is ultimately love. Okay, so what happens if you mess up and you lose control of the steering wheel? Well, I don't know why I'm laughing so much in this reading. It's not that funny. So with the Chariot over here, like about the healing power of your decisions, let's say if you lose courage, if you wig out and think, oh my, I don't know if I can handle this. This is all too much. It's too good to be true. I can't believe I've actually got someone who loves me so deeply and that I love them so deeply. It's not a love relationship report, but again, I'm finding it hard to deny this energy here and see it working for you in your love life simply again because of, sorry, I'm just going to explain it again because of this, okay? The Pisces Virgo axis deep in your 5th and 11th house, true love and the bigger picture of how that pans out in your community, your tribe, your people. So if you mess up, it's like you're squandering the whole thing and you end up isolated instead of belonging. Okay, it's almost like you lose all this. When you do make the good decisions, my feeling is that you get in a position where you come to full understanding, full like conscious awareness of what this means to you at the core level. Like you own it right at the very, very core of you, and nobody can take that away. That's how I feel. The way I feel about this, I don't normally do this in readings, but what I'm feeling here is that this is the kind of happiness that you can own from the core of your being, and nobody can take that from you. Nobody, you basically own this from the inside out when you make these loving decisions to take full advantage of the opportunity around you. Like if there is that certain someone special, and yeah, circumstances might be challenging. If you mess up, you might lose that and end up on your own. If you fight the good fight and prevail and maintain your courage, despite your innocence, it doesn't matter. You're going to be just fine. You're going to you're going to like regain yourself at the deep soul level. That's what I think here. All right, let's see. Consequentially, kerboom. Wow. So look at this. Chariot. Okay, so my feeling here is that it's almost at the point of almost being almost unbelievable. Like I feel like there's a lot at stake here for you, Taurus, where it's almost like gulp. How am I going to do this? How am I actually going to get through this month and take full advantage of this beautiful thing that's happening on the Pisces Virgo axis, to do very much, very, very much to do with uh, love, romance, your creative self-expression, coming into your full self, giving yourself the chance to, let's say, take charge of your life much more than ever before. It might feel as though you're being hazed or initiated. Sometimes that I feel that with this card, where it's it's like there's no going back here. I have to go forward no matter how scary this is, because there's so much like pent up potential energy locked up here that is screaming to escape and to be expressed, because there's so much at stake here. And there's so much that you want this to happen, and you've done so well to get this far. And in your sweet and innocence, your heart wants that, and you want to own it at the very soul center of your being so that no one can take it away. It's just that it's kind of daunting. The whole thing is a little bit daunting, and it would be very easy for you to have moments now and again where you would be quaking in your boots by taking on such a daunting opportunity. Okay? It's understandable. You would be fully, fully forgiven for getting a bit squeamish now and again, but you're going to be fine, okay? There's so much good love and opportunity here, and it's right there for you. You just have to like go for it. All right? All right. Thanks, Taurus. I kind of went on a bit there. Bye. Make the most of it. All right.